Hey, everybody, and welcome to the show, Unfinished Adventures, where we got a great show tonight. We are finishing Deadly Premonition Origins. Jeff is about to cry tears of happiness right now. As
Mm-hmm.
always, I'm your host, Trev Says Hi, and I am joined with.
I am Jeff Rooney.
I am Skylar.
D-Town.
In school.
Yeah, and welcome to the show where only, I think 40% of the people actually beat the game that we all came to talk about today. So that's the kind of content you can expect to have with us today. So
Hey, they don't call us unfinished adventurers for nothing, you know what I mean?
that's true. That is true. Okay, cool. So
I finished my adventure.
Oh, my audio is probably not working, so I'm getting a knock on. Oh,
Uh-oh.
for some reason you guys aren't coming through at all.
Oh no.
I don't know why. Let's see.
Well, and I just barely started recording, so
He's trying to silence us.
He's trying to silence the people.
Okay, let's see if that works now. I don't know if it will. Can you guys check on your side?
Test.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Test.
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Ours sounds good on Twitch.
Oh, you guys came through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I have no idea why that didn't work.
Huh.
Okay, apparently it works now.
It's fine.
Okay, I guess real quick, do you guys want to introduce yourself just one more time since that probably didn't come through? We'll start with Jeff Rooney.
Oh, I am Jeff Rooney, and I finished this game.
I'm Skylar. No comment.
I am D-Town, and I watched this game get completed.
I'm Scoo, and I also watched this game get completed while getting stuck at George.
Oh, George.
Oh,
George.
You got stuck at George?
Because
I
I haven't heard of a glitch that you get stuck at George.
Okay. I'm also curious.
Well,
I think it
I don't
might
know
be
if it's
incompetence. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
we might have had the same issue, and I just cheated.
I think that will reveal itself as we go through tonight. But yeah. So we are back after Thanksgiving. Did you guys all have a good Thanksgiving?
Had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Yeah, a lot of ham.
I abandoned my family at Thanksgiving and I flew to Chicago and I went and watched a wrestling show.
No.
So, so that was my Thanksgiving, and I didn't even tell my family. I was just like, "Hey, can you drop me off at the airport?" And they were like, "You want to leave early?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yep.
You just gotta go home. I was like, "Gotta go home. We're getting out of here, man." And then I sent the picture at ringside. I was like, "Here I am."
Oh boy.
That's man, it was fun.
Well, like 4 Christmases, but it was like 4 Thanksgivings, but it was only one Thanksgiving that you dodged, but you went. Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty neat.
I guess so.
So I'm noticing this trend with Jeff trying to leave things early. He doesn't like to sit through a long cutscene. He doesn't like to finish Thanksgiving with his family.
I also don't like rap albums that are over 1 hour.
Do you like non-rap albums that are over 1 hour? If that answer is yes,
no,
North
Lane doesn't really have any that go over an hour. You do have some Tool albums that go over an hour, so it's kind of one of those things. It's a little bit progressive. If they're a progressive band, they're hitting me with some fat instrumentals, I might be able to make it through. But if you're talking to me for an hour, that's tough. Just all talks, tough.
Rush.
Okay. I don't know if I would consider that just talking to you for an hour, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get into why we're here today. We're here to discuss Jeff's favorite game, Deadly Premonition Origins. This is the final bit, so if you have no idea what's going on, there are 3 other episodes that can catch you up. You can find that on YouTube and making clips if you want to kind of just catch the highlights. So there's lots of ways to do that. But basically, this game that was already kind of bonkers kind of went off the walls, and we're here to see the last bit of that. So we're going to start us off with some cutscenes. We're going to jump right into like episode 5. I don't know what episode it is. The episode and chapter numbers are super weird. But we're going to get ready to show some of those. So let's kick us off with some introductory to the final chapter of Deadly Premonition.
Dude, the outfit?
Yeah. It looks like
Man, yeah. This
Jeff,
is
what's
another
that wrestler's
outfit.
name? Like Brett Michaels or whatever?
Brett Michaels, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. He's giving me Shawn Michaels vibes.
I thought he was giving me like
Yeah, well-
Crimson vibes or something.
Well, that's Brett Michaels. Yeah, and he's got the.
Hey, yeah.
He's kind of got the
Somehow.
Undertaker '90s. Just like real high collar. Then he's got the Triple H handlebar mustache.
Hulk Hogan.
I mean, Hulk Hogan stash.
Also, is that dirt or hair on his shoulders?
Yes.
Yeah.
On his shoulders.
I think it's both.
Shadow Dust.
This man's about to slam some steroids.
How long do you
Yeah.
think George was practicing like his lines before York walked through the door?
So long.
He's a theater kid, so a while.
Mm-hmm.
I say because that was definitely choreographed. Like that jacket came off in a very specific way. He knew what he was doing.
It's also like kind of astonishing how much these people love standing in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. They'll have full blown conversations in the rain. It was raining today in Houston, and somebody tried to talk to me. I was like, pal. I was like, I'm going inside.
What is this? Deadly Premonitions get away?
Yeah.
Like what?
When I saw this outfit, I was wondering if there's a hot topic in Greenville because those little wrist bracelets, they're popping off.
Yeah.
They're hot topic for sure.
It's giving me like Guitar Hero,
Yeah.
like Metal Man.
Yeah.
He just pulls out a plastic guitar, and that's how this goes. It's a fight to see who can play Guitar Hero the best.
Yeah. Me and you, Foghat, 1-on-1.
Expert.
Expert only.
FC full combos.
Yeah.
But me, unlike you, I am strong. I have power.
But so I mean, like,
Mother taught me.
I think during our previous podcast, I probably allegedly convicted like every single person in the town at some point, but I really thought it was going to be Kaysen. And so when I was watching this, I was like, George, what the hell? So that kind
You're
of
like say it ain't so. Not the guy that cut the wires and killed that lady.
Not the guy who murdered everybody in
Yeah.
front of us.
Yeah.
He really leaned into that, just like, I'm just incompetent and silly. I just,
Just
Yeah.
a silly boy.
I'm just a goober murdering everyone and not getting punished for it.
Sometimes it's the person you
Just doing
most
police-
suspect.
Yeah, it's just police business. Get back to your get out of here.
Yeah, so this
I love
is
it.
always.
York and George setting up for their final battle. Basically, this all started because George just liked a girl in town a little too much.
We've all been there. We've all fallen hard for somebody. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all fallen hard for somebody and then accidentally committed some mass murders.
just like
It happens, dude.
Yeah. How many murders is
Yeah.
there? 'Cause there was Anna, Becky, Diane, kind of sort of Thomas's sister.
Yeah.
So that's 5. That's 5.
Yeah, 5. And what is serial killer like 3? Or 4? I don't remember. I don't remember what the number is.
Threshold, serial killer.
Yeah, threshold. Yeah, because I guess it's not a mass murder because he didn't do it all at once. But he does have some problems, regardless.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
Just a couple issues.
I don't know what gives you that. I mean, he looks fine and healthy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
True.
And this thing with the with this cutscene, when does he realize like the upside down peace sign is actually just the scar? Was that before this?
Whoa, spoilers, Jeff.
It has to be before this because it's on his back.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Before this.
Yeah.
'Cause that's like the other thing. That was like the other thing that just kind of wore me out with this game. That he kept calling it an upside down peace sign.
It
I was like,
so annoying.
it's like, bro.
Aren't you? Don't you work for the FBI, York?
Yeah.
So, George begins to become more and more specifically, like, I think there's a couple things we can compare him to. But he reminds me of Bowser on the Nintendo 64.
Yes,
Oh,
Bowser.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
what I get. Like,
Well, it's with the
specifically that version.
because and he reminds me of Bane a little bit, obviously, just with this thing, like doing the thing where he, can gas up. Like and Bane uses the venom or whatever to make himself really strong, and he's using seeds. But it's the same like outfit as the Bane outfit from Batman '99, where it's like, the arm pieces, like the spikes on the wrist, like that sort of stuff. And then same thing with the Bowser. Like that's totally like a Bowser armband, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hairstyle.
Oh, go ahead, Dallas.
I was just gonna say it feels like if Super Mario Brothers became an anime in Japan and then they did a live action version, like movie of it, and then this guy was playing.
Have you not seen the live action Super Mario? It is literally this. That is what he looks like. Have you not seen that?
Like the TV show or
No, the movie.
No, the
first
movie. Yeah.
Oh,
the one from,
wait,
like,
yeah,
94
I have.
93 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And
This,
it
yeah,
looks
and
similar. To say the
Yeah.
least.
That's true.
the King of the Koopas.
Yeah, so that sets us up, which I did skip over a little bit of gameplay in terms, but basically what was happening before that is you were going through kind of the final dungeon, which was at the police. I want to say academy. No, that's not the right word. The police station.
Department?
Yeah, the
Police
department.
Academy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that was a little dungeon, and then you kind of come off and you finish it, and then you and George almost make out with some heated words. So this is
Holy
leading
cow.
into the finale. Let's see. I did not label these videos except for 01, 02, and 03 because I'm really good at this. So I believe this next one is going to be some cutscene, and then we're going to get to some fun kind of gameplay moments that we had. So let's see where I'm at. Is that the same cutscene, or is this a different cutscene? I don't even know.
It looks a little more juiced.
No, I think it's the same.
I don't know. He looks
Oh,
pretty
okay.
buff.
No, yeah, he's already.
Yeah. So
You fight him once, right?
you
Like
fight
this,
him
and
3
then
times. Yeah. So there was a little fight in
Yeah.
here that was pretty easy to do. Just kind of shoot him a couple of times, and then we kind of go here. There's some really weird verbiage. Okay, that you just kind of gotta expose.
Enjoy the scenes.
the naturalization of the game.
So I made my decision.
They didn't like QA that.
She will be the first sacrifice for my immortality.
And his handlebar mustache grew a little bit.
Yes.
George, your poetic prose is a bit confusing.
I need to start taking some seeds of my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
need
actually his hair
to
grows,
figure this.
Ah,
Oh, gosh.
Makes sense. You chose Anna as your first victim, so you could be a first-degree murderer.
York is hitting him with all the insults, though.
Yeah.
You named Thomas, so it looked like he did.
Did anyone play right now and have flies all over them during this cutscene? No?
No.
Took a shower before the big battle?
He was only being treated as
Actually, so, and I have a clip of it. There's a couple times in the game where I went from having flies to not having flies, and it kind of just depended on. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what it depended on.
Probably
Just sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't.
Versus a live one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just gotta wash those suits, man. Keep them
His-
suits washed.
Yeah. The. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say something, and I don't think. We'll see. We'll see if I have flies, because I think one of my clips should be in here, right? Of me fighting him, and we'll see if I have flies.
He's really taking his time.
He really is.
There's a shot of him
That's
right there.
yeah. That's me whenever I left Midland.
All these things were just preparing me for
What color lip gloss do you think he's wearing?
ultimate power.
Who's wearing lip gloss?
George.
Oh.
Are his lips black?
Yeah.
Savory seduction.
Savory seduction.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like a George lip gloss.
Yeah.
Lipstick.
Surprised he hasn't ripped his pants yet.
Yeah.
He's got the Hulk style pants where they just kind of stretch with him.
Oh yeah.
That's a special cutscene you get at the end of the game. That's a post credits.
Ooh. If you 100% it, you get the super cutscene.
So now he just looks like Ganondorf on Ocarina of Time. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
An imagination like that.
Yeah, he's going into like hardcore Japanese like demon god man.
I'm digging
Like,
it though, honestly.
Yeah. Like Oni, what do they call it? Like Oni, like a demon person. I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
I'm definitely digging
it's like
it.
this.
Yeah, so I cut it up here, and I think we can play some. I think we can play some.
Uh-oh.
I think it'd be so funny to imagine George looking like that. Like maybe he beats York and then he just goes back to the police department looking like this, and he's like, "Hey, what other cases we got here?" Or like, it's just
So this has a bit of a so there's actually a second part. So you fight George the first time. He then goes into his Super Saiyan mode, which you just caught, and then you fight him a second time. And then there's one more cutscene, which we'll show here, and then we'll show some kind of gameplay of that last little bit. So this is after you hurt him a second time, where he's starting to become a little weaker.
Mama, I didn't do anything bad. Why are you doing this to me?
singing disturbed music.
I'll say this part kind of reminded me of like whenever the zombies talk to the human characters in Evil Dead, like they're like talking to, and I don't know, they kind of do that. They'll like kind of try to plead or whatever, and then they end up just trying to kill you anyways. That's kind of what this reminded me of.
Yeah.
Also, when he says "mama," is he talking about his mom, or is there some kind of like seed mom, like Mother Nature or something?
He is talking about his mom, but
Seed
could
mommy.
be.
Is this the first time that we've heard
Seed daddy, as we'll find out.
That's right.
Seed Daddy?
Seed daddy. I don't like that.
We got Plant Mommy and Seed Daddies.
No, you haven't.
But yeah, now he's turning into like a abomination from DC, since we're gonna carry on with that comic book reference, I think.
Yeah, it's clearly some inspiration.
I mean this. Why are you so concerned about this locket?
I'll be honest, I don't remember what it was all.
I'm the chosen.
Oh, that was from like
Like-
Anna, I think, way back in the very beginning. Becky had
Yeah.
it. I don't remember what it was.
That's what he told me.
Dang, he went straight Keanu Reeves on him there.
So this brings us
My
to
gosh.
some gameplay portion here.
The worst.
That
Yeah, wait.
there's basically a bit of a hidden method. So the way, and I'll set this up before I show us the clip here. So you go back and you fight big ol' George again, but he's sitting there throwing axes at you. So you have the ability to dodge them, and you press B and you dodge, you press
Yep.
B and you
Yep.
dodge, and it makes total sense.
Yep. Yep.
And then after a while, you can go into normal gameplay and attack him.
Mhm.
But then you go right back into the B, into dodge. And so you
Yeah.
dodge. And so you
Yeah.
dodge. And
Uh-huh.
after about 15 times of this, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we had some pretty similar experiences here.
Okay. Let's settle it. Oh my god.
Forgot to reload. See, Trevor's actually got the same face that I make playing this game on that part.
Okay. Alright.
Did you?
Oh, he did the
you
same
check-
thing! Dude, okay, hang on. I gotta see if like what I'm supposed to be doing.
I don't want to do this 80 more times.
Yeah, because he'll eat the seeds and
This makes
go back
no
to like a
sense.
quarter health.
Simply shoot the axe when he throws it at you to end the battle.
Shoot at the. Oh, okay.
I thought I shot it. I thought I did that.
Hey, you said the same
shot at
thing.
it once,
but
I can't even move. I can't move the camera.
I can't move my camera. Like I can't move. I can move it up and down,
But I can't move it left and right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that
Well,
went.
Yeah. So you took out the clip where I shot the axe, because I said, I was like, I'm pretty sure I shot the axe, and I went back and found a clip of me shooting the axe, and it like, I guess, didn't register because it wasn't
Yeah, I
close
did
enough
see
or
that.
something
You did
like
miss
that.
it. You did miss it. But
No, I didn't.
you
It's a
missed it.
shotgun. It's
You
a
did.
shotgun. Come on.
So yeah, that fight was very interesting.
Yeah, I was like, this game is freaking broken. Like, I'm stuck in this part, and I was like, I can only move the camera up and down. I can't move. I'm pressing B. Like, what is happening? And then I roll to the side, like to where that freaking wall is, and you just get stuck there. And I'm like, what is happening? And then finally, like, I would sort of unlock it, then I would hit him, and then I kind of get stuck back in. And I did it like I probably did it 6 or 7 times before I was like, what? Like, I'm doing something wrong.
I was probably at it for about 4 minutes or something, and that's maybe less than that. That's probably not how much, but it was to the point where I was like, I am tired of doing this. It's not fun because the rest of the fight was pretty clear up until this point.
Yeah,
it made sense. You shot him in the back, and then
yeah. And there was never, like you mentioned earlier, there was never a thing that like kind of clued you in that you were supposed to shoot the axe, because that's also not been a mechanic that's happened. Like, I don't think you can shoot the axe of the raincoat killer. It's always just dodge the axe of the raincoat killer.
Yeah, you have no time to do it. It's just a quick time event where you press B.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's just like you've never experienced that before. Mm-hmm. So it's not even really like a puzzle mechanic, because every other like there's only been one other person, but I mean, it's still fair to say that every other time somebody's thrown an axe at you, you couldn't shoot it. So why would this time be any different?
Especially in the real world.
Right?
Yeah. It was a little frustrating. So Jeff and I had some similar experiences. So now that we're on the topic of the George fight, Scott, I heard that you got stuck there. You want to elaborate?
Okay, I did get stuck. This was probably the most frustrating video game fight ever, because I only had the pistol, and it did like a millimeter of his health.
Yeah.
0 damage. Like, how many shots did it take with the shotgun?
It took maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. I did notice that the shotgun was a lot more powerful at various points.
So it felt like 20 to 30 shots with the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not that many, but that's what it felt like.
Okay, so there wasn't like a glitch or anything. When you say you got stuck, you gave up.
I did give up, but I did get to the axe part where he was throwing the axe and he had to dodge.
Did you shoot the axe? Did you know? Were you in the gamer zone?
I did not know.
Figure it out? Okay.
I didn't know.
Okay.
And then I died. And then the fight started over. And then I was like, okay, screw this.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. There's the real answer. But yeah. How? So you died. How many rounds do you think you went approximately before you died of evading that stupid axe?
Round 10.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. We had you didn't stop to Google it. You were just like I'm doing this right, or like did you just kind of like because I'm curious how you didn't come to the point of Googling it like Jeff and I did, because I was
I didn't Google it.
Okay.
There was one point where I felt like you had to shoot the axe. I went through this fight probably about 10 times before I got to that point.
Oh my gosh!
Because I kept dying.
Gosh. Did you not have any shotgun stuff that you could go get from like the kiosk or something like that? I don't even know how you actually could you buy shotgun shells?
I think so. I think you could buy. I think you actually could have bought it right before the fight from the little suitcase, because you can go directly to Usha there, and then you can actually buy stuff. So I don't know if you can buy ammunition, but you can buy a shotgun. Maybe it comes with ammunition. I don't know. Just have 2.
But at that point, I just gave up. I think if you roll, I got to the point where I rolled so many times, like it got me out of that little cutscene where you can only aim up and down. And I could actually run around again.
I could I could never figure out if that was based on rolling amounts of times or like if the game just like eventually allows you to run.
Yeah.
But man, I was frustrated.
I noticed whenever you
doing
actually aim, you could turn left or right. Like you could whenever you were aiming.
Oh, yeah.
So because like I was like that in the very first part, but then I realized you actually could turn. So that was actually cut a little bit out of order for comedic effect.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever see
pretty awesome.
him kneel down and do like this little animation where he gets half his health back?
No, I don't.
I
think
didn't.
So.
I didn't see him do the kneel down because the only one I ever saw.
Actually, I did, but I didn't have. I don't have a clip of that because I do remember that because I did take his health down, but then that's when I realized I was doing something wrong, and that's when I was like, okay, it's time to Google this because I'm not gonna do this shit all day. Like, I'm just not.
Well, and I felt bad. I say I felt bad. Nobody was watching, so I was on the stream, and then I eventually I just paused it, and probably took me 3 or 4 minutes to find a guide, and then
15-minute meditation to to clear your brain.
Yeah, I mean, I did that a couple times, like whenever I was, because I played this part of the game all in one go, so I think I paused twice for like 10 minutes just to go and like take a breather.
Yeah, this part was pretty short.
For us, for those of you who are not keeping up,
for you, Dallas, how was that
which
part?
you guys should be keeping up with the series. For us, we never officially made it to this stage. Shortly before you get out here into the great old world of George, you may or may not get stuck at the lockers in the jail. And so, anyway, we get to this part. We're watching another streamer run through this, and I think she's already beaten the game before, so she kind of already knew what to do.
I mean,
but whenever she, oh yeah,
help me.
yeah. Whenever she did shoot the axe, I just felt like I was playing the game again, and I was like, don't know how you figured. I didn't know she had beat the game until later on, but I was like, I don't know how you figured that out, but for us, it probably would have been just a random accident that we would have passed this.
Well, yeah. If I I probably still would be playing that part if I hadn't cheated.
Yeah, I'm definitely not above, and I wouldn't say that people shouldn't, Google things when they get stuck, because at a certain point, you got to value your own time more than that game valued ours in that instance. That being said, I do still very much like this game, but like I said, I never once said this was a good game, and I'm putting that on record again. So, just
agreed.
Remember that. All right.
Yep.
So now that we just kicked George's ass for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, let's go back and let's sort of see the conclusion of that. I think this is the right cutscene. Hang on, one more. My bad.
Agent York. Fine.
I've learned it helps if you name things.
I like the number scheme. That's the better way to do it.
So this is what happens when you shoot his axe, by the way. It just immediately just goes right into his chest.
Mm-hmm. That's how physics works. Last time I checked.
He's like, how can I survive all these shotgun shells, but not this axe?
Yeah.
Damn it.
And I'm federal agent. George, of course.
I feel like that was a pretty cold-blooded line.
I also like that he's like, federal agent. Quotes.
Federal agent.
Yeah, they do get a little quippy with each other, which I kind of enjoy.
Oh, he hit the Michael Jackson there.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He knew how he wanted to go out.
Yeah. A little dark, but I was hoping that the axe
his shadow looks like a tree. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
The old George tree.
Yeah, so York collapses, and then we can go right into this one.
Agent York, finally you're awake.
How long have I been out?
A whole day, plus 10 hours or so.
I think this was a point where I didn't have flies on me, and I was like, "What the piss?"
They bathed you at the hospital.
yeah, I was like, "What the hell?"
It hasn't showered in months.
Yeah.
What? I told Kaysen to bring her here.
So
Kaysen?
what the fuck did Kaysen do?
Kaysen came. He's the one who brought you here.
Oh.
Which reminds me.
Well, that stethoscope is
He asked me to give you this.
pretty thin there, Usher.
Sure. Upside down
Jeff,
peace
what
sign.
was that symbol? Yeah, what was that symbol on the note?
What is it?
Upside down peace sign, guys.
That
I
is,
don't know.
Upside
He
down.
just asked me to hand it to you after you
yeah, it's like a
opened
peace sign, but if it was
Upside
But
down.
if it was
Case,
upside down,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you get it.
it.
If
Right
you put the
yeah.
3 branches of a peace sign upside down, that's what it would be like.
Oh, so that's what makes
I'll
an
have to
upside
take a
down
look,
peace
Jeff.
sign. Now I get it.
I have an urgent issue I need to attend to. And I need to
Well,
leave
I
the
think you guys forgot they call it a reversed peace sign. Which doesn't make any sense at all.
hospital. Zach, I have a bad feeling about this.
York does look not happy.
It's the most emotion he's ever shown.
And then here's the thing
Oh,
Jeff's
these are-
been spoiling the
Zach.
entire time.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, he better not be clean. Did he have flies on him during the fight? I may have missed that. They may have like forced me to shower or something. Oh, save completed. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yep. Oh yeah, the flies are back. Heck yeah.
So that's been Jeff's main prerogative this entire game is to make sure that he
Yeah.
has flies for as long as possible.
Hey, you gotta find the simple joys in life, and those flies were keeping me alive. They were like slowing down my game, but man, I loved them.
So for those who don't
If
know,
I coulda-
for those who may just for some reason be coming in at the end of this and not knowing it, there's a mechanic in Deadly Premonition where if you take your suits, but you don't change them out, eventually you will get flies because it considers you as dirty. So they put in a mechanic for clean and dirty York, among all the other things that they may or may not have put in the game. And then Jeff has been striving to have a dirty York 100% completion.
Yeah.
From what I can
Well,
see.
I mean, it is kind of like silly, but whenever you first start getting dirty, it's like one fly, and then it just progressively becomes, that flurry of like 10 different flies. Just yeah, and I tried to maintain that I would always have flies on me.
Yeah.
Were you shaving?
No,
Mm.
no. If there was a toothbrush option, I wasn't doing that.
You would have had
I
to go to the
really
dentist
didn't.
and you would have gotten a really bad report from the dentist.
Yeah, I would really try to skip eating. I would skip
Sleeping.
I would skip sleeping if I could, and yeah, he would just start dying. but
This game's
I was
great.
like, yeah, I was like putting my version of York like ringer. Like he was not having his his best life.
Yeah. And so this entire time, Jeff's like, "Oh man, this game sucks. So I'm going to take it out on the main character. That will make me like this game more."
Right?
A little bit, honestly.
Yeah, I liked the flies. That was the best part.
York walks out and he is relatively upset because Kaysen was supposed to drop Emily off at the hospital, which was actually shown in our discussion 3. So now let's and so he was basically given a note from Kaysen, which had the upside down peace sign on it, reverse peace sign, and it kind of told him where to go next. So we're gonna kind of watch how that works out.
George's house.
was when Jeff was relieved to have his flies back.
Flies. Yeah.
George just lives like a single man in his 30s.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a little
man.
bachelor pad here.
Yeah.
It's like a TV screen on the ceiling or something.
Yeah.
So he's laying down on his hardwood floor watching TV. And
Right next to the entrance. Yeah.
I thought the story was all over. But it looks
I like that he-
there's something else before we get to see the end.
oh, I was about to say, why didn't he board up his door? But that doesn't make any sense.
He's got to get in.
Anyway. Yeah.
He's
that's
got the
true.
wires and stuff still. Like, so I mean, I expected almost like a booby trap.
I will say, George has really nice handwriting.
Zach, it looks like George.
Also, so you saw those photos on the wall and how ungodly unrendered they were. Do artists in these video games just make unrendered art and just throw it on there? Or like, how does that work?
It's
They just throw a bunch of
compressed.
smudges?
It's really
Oh.
compressed
Yes.
images.
Yeah. Well, it's probably something also where it's like yeah, that photo was whatever, 1920 by 1080, but the resolution of the game is 720p, and so you're putting it on like a thing that's an 18th of that size, and so it's just drawing it. I mean, is that how it would work, Trevor?
I was watching the cutscene.
Oh,
Trevor's like,
gosh.
he's like, I didn't
That's-
study trigonometry. And
I do actually really like this cutscene because I like that you find like George's mom in the basement. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
it's pretty fucked up.
I think I watched this whole cutscene all the way through. Trevor just left me floundering on that explanation.
I did. I'll come back to it. I'm pretty sure I heard what you said, sort of.
Also, let's give York some props for not ever reaching out to like his head FBI commander or whatever. He's just like, I'll just do this head on.
He didn't
By myself.
offer backup once.
Yeah,
Not one
I'm not gonna
time.
inform anyone that any of this.
Well, that's also been like the weird part of this game is like nobody is shocked at anything that's happening.
Yeah.
Like
At all.
there's zombies attacking things, and he's like, whatever.
He's unfazed.
He's like Zach, this is pretty weird, right?
What happens
That's
in
why-
a small
okay.
town stays in a small town.
When I had told you guys last time that I thought that he might be the killer, it's because I was thinking, how would he pass a psychological exam for the FBI when he talks to himself constantly like he does? I just
He's
like,
a
oh, this
damn
seems
good
kind of like a
detective.
farce.
Maybe his the guy that was giving the exam's name was Zach, and he just thought he was talking to him. And he's like, "What? Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
keep going." Test is kind of hard, isn't it, Zach? Like, oh,
Yeah,
it's a little
hard.
difficult.
Yeah, so I was focused on the cutscene because I do really like that cutscene because I just like the fact that George's mom is in there. It really does give a lot to the character, and I think those are some of those things that as Jeff for some reason doesn't understand why someone would like that. But yeah, I mean, like, it's cool. I think the way the characters sort of interact and are written, and I think that's one of the charms of this game is you see stuff like that and you're like, oh, that's creepy. I mean, I'm not saying it's new or no one's done it before, but I do like it when I see it. So to come back to your question, Jeff, I'm pretty sure what you said was that they would take that image would be really compressed and they would put that image on basically something that's larger so it like blows it up a little bit more too. Is that kind of the gist of what you're saying?
So what I was thinking is like if they have the original photo's 1920 by 1080, but like whenever they're making the game is at a certain resolution, and so they have to shrink the photo down, and that's compressing it, and then they place it on that spot that's like an eighth of or an 18th of that template, and so it's just like it just naturally doesn't have enough pixels to like be accurately represented once it gets rendered out.
I don't think it's that, because normally what you do now, especially in modern games, is you can actually upload images that are like much larger in resolution, and then you scale those down to basically so that way you can have high resolution. But that is just a thing of like whenever you're trying to make a game and you're trying to put it on a cartridge, you're trying to save as much space as possible. So you just go in and you basically just deep fry that image and you throw it in there. Which is why, like, if you go and you look at like Nintendo 64 games, a lot of those images are blurred because they were very low resolution, blown up really big. And Nintendo 64 decided to blur those images. Well, then if you go and look at like a PlayStation 1, they didn't decide to blur those images, so you get more pixel perfect sort of renditions. But it's mainly because those files are just really small, because they're, you know, especially in older games, because like Deadly Premonition is an older game. It's not like this wasn't the time of like 300 gig downloads for fucking Call of Duty 87. You know what I mean? It was a very different time. So compression was the name of the game. And now you don't really have to do that because people have, you know, like 3 terabytes and, you know, SD cards and shit like that.
Yeah, it's just either you're just playing it digitally or the game is you know, more like a physical copy and it's just a conduit to download the rest of the files.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that leads us to the point where we now are realizing that something is going on with Kaysen. So let's transition into that.
See what you got, Kaysen.
So this happens, I think, pretty much immediately after. Oh, actually, I did skip a video. I'm going to show Jeff so we find out.
Is this the flashback? Oh, that looks like Call of Duty. Commander Kaysen.
I love the yell.
Yeah. Gosh.
It's like
There's
ICP
a couple of things
concert.
to unpack here.
Daddy, Mommy, and Grandpa, everyone's acting strange.
It's okay.
I'll save you. It's like, oh wait, these little shits. These little... Stabbed him with safety scissors.
Yeah.
Zach, the situation has gone way out of control. We need to get inside the theater.
Okay, so I want to back up and introduce this a bit better than I did. So as soon as you basically leave, the game flashbacks to the first Raincoat Killer, and it has this pretty nice, super short gameplay portion where you get to run around as the Raincoat Killer and basically get to murder everyone in the town from back when, which was okay, to say the least. And I think this video will showcase some of Jeff's, assuming I did it right, which is a big if, will showcase some of Jeff's
Oh yeah, this is a good one. I'm like, I don't remember this part. I'm only saying because I don't understand. And I don't think the cutscenes would have explained it to me.
Okay, so yeah, basically what happens is we have a gameplay portion that takes a little bit too long. Jeff, do you want to explain your experiences about that? And then we can come back to you not understanding that. And we can discuss why maybe you don't understand.
Why I didn't understand that part. Yeah, so the Raincoat Killer part, this was a pretty cool part in my opinion. Like whenever they brought you in as the Raincoat Killer and you had the axe and all that, I was like super down for it. You know, I was running around, I was killing people with the axe. You know, he's kind of like one-shotting everybody. And then it's like, you have to run like 2,000 meters away or something like that just to go and get to the clock tower. But it's through a maze, like it's through a maze through the town. And so it was just one of those things where like there's a couple points where you're just running. And it just gave me flashbacks to the Kaysen and Emily run where we had track and field day. Yeah. And it's just one of those things where it's like I think if they had taken all these really, really long parts of the game and cut them down to a reasonable length, 2 or 3 minutes instead of 10, I think that would have increased my enjoyment doubly.
Doubly. So would that have made it an okay game?
Well, 0 times 2 is still 0, but yeah.
So yeah, and that part with you being confused on the cutscenes, that actually was explained in a previous cutscene.
Yeah.
So
well, and it was pretty funny. I think so I had already finished the game the last time we talked.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we were watching the cutscenes the last time we talked, because we watched them and it showed that one, and it was like, I don't even remember the exact thing, but it's basically that cutscene of them, firing cannons off. I was like, oh yeah, I said I didn't get this part. But it was probably because like that part of the cutscene probably happened 5 minutes into the cutscene. I'm like, the very beginning of it
definitely did. So even if you did watch it, you were not paying attention at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so I mean, maybe it's a mutual fault. It was my fault, and it was the game's fault for being too long.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there's some accountability there, so I'll take that. Scott, is this all new to you? Did you go because I know you said you didn't finish the game, you got stuck at George. What's your kind of timeline on that? Did you go and did you watch the game get finished, or are you just writing it out here live, seeing what happens?
Kind of half and half. I don't remember this part. I do remember what's coming up next.
Okay. Yeah.
So
this part, like, I mean, the Red Coat Killer thing, I think Jeff described it aptly.
I think
2 minutes versus 10 would have been cool.
Yeah. And it you know what it would have done? It would have left you wanting more. If you had been able to play as the Raincoat Killer for just a couple minutes, and then it had like forced you out and forced you back into the regular game, you would have left the game and like, man, that Raincoat Killer part was really cool. I wish I could have played a little bit more of that part. But instead, you're just running as the Raincoat Killer, dragging your axe, making horrific screeching sounds throughout the street.
So, Jeff, what you're saying is you want to be teased a little bit more. You want to be led on.
Yeah,
you want to be,
exactly.
You want to be seduced by York. That's what you're saying.
Well, by the Raincoat Killer.
That's true. By the Raincoat Killer. Dallas Sky, what did you guys think? I know you didn't have the pleasure of experiencing it. What was your thought? Because I know there was a lot of time when Skylar, you were like, that model looks exactly like Kaysen. And of course I know it's Kaysen, so it's like, I'm just like, well, that's weird. Maybe they just reused the model, because I'm not going to be like, yeah, no, that's totally Kaysen.
Yeah, it's totally Kaysen.
Yeah, I thought that scene was pretty cool. Like, whenever we saw this particular streamer playing as a Raincoat Killer.
It is red. It is a red raincoat.
Well, yeah.
Red Raincoat. I thought it was like a cool little piece, but it didn't feel like anything super exciting. Like, I think it would have been cool if maybe they put you into one of the one-on-one scenes where like maybe there was an old townsperson that was somebody's mom, and they were like, no, my daughter is Diane, or something like that, and you're like chasing them in those one-on-one scenarios and trying to like get to him and kill him. But it was mostly just a hack and slash. Yeah, exactly.
That would have been really
cool. It was just kind of like a hack and slash thing that you just ran around and just murdered people.
Yeah.
But a nice break from the stuff that we've experienced up until this point.
Yeah.
Yep. I did like the part where York does get back and all the townspeople go kind of evilly on him. Because you have the option to murder them, I think. I don't know. I didn't do it. Jeff, did you murder any of the townspeople?
I think if they got in my way, I did.
Okay. Were you able to actually murder them?
I think you would... I'm trying to think. I think you would shoot them, and then they would fall to the ground, and then they would get back up.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't think you could like permanently kill them. But I mean, the way that I was kind of playing this game, I was definitely doing like a I don't know, Dark Souls style thing where if there was like a bunch of people, or if there was just like empty gaps, I would just run in between them and I would just go to the door. I was like intentionally not killing everybody.
I mean, the combat,
especially once,
I don't know why you would avoid it.
Well, it's not even that, but I think there was a couple parts where it like it never stops. So if you are staying there killing everything, they just keep coming back. So the game kind of forces you to run through. So once I kind of figured that out, like if that opportunity presented itself, I would dip and get out of there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Whenever y'all were watching the streamer to catch up, did they murder any of the townsfolk, or did they just kind of run through them?
I'm pretty sure they.
I don't think she did.
Oh, she didn't. Oh, okay. I guess not. Yeah, she kind of like just ran straight to the destination, and I think that's whenever we were like, either she's played this before or she's getting. She like knows. I don't know how she knows where she's going.
He's
Basically,
tired of it. He knows she's just like, all right,
Yeah.
let's just follow. Let's get through it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. All right, we have been going for about an hour, so we're gonna take a quick fiver, and when we come back, we will plow through the ending. It's getting more wild from here, folks. You get to see kind of what Kaysen's been up to. You get to see that beautiful man that Jeff's had a little bit of a crush on. You get to see what he's been up to, and it'll be a good time. So we will
Oh
be
yeah.
right back.